Hey everyone, it's Sam Law, founder of Young Hip Professionals Inc. And today we're bringing you our August Influencer of the Month, who's none other than the amazing Dennis Buchanan. Dennis is the founder of the Long Island Gaming League. He's widely recognized as a local industry leader in the marketing field. He's racked up more than 13 years of marketing and branding experience. He leads one of Long Island's top gaming leagues, and his work throughout Suffolk and Nassau County is well known for its effectiveness. His vision is to provide a world-class gaming esports development program that creates an inclusive and entertaining learning experience for all types of students, whether they're male or female, wealthy, disenfranchised, able-bodied, or disabled. Their league provides an even playing field for students to learn, develop, and have fun within the gaming community. Dennis is also the 2020 recipient of the Long Island Business Diversity Award. Did I get that right?
You did. You definitely.
Yes, I nailed it. I got to watch Dennis get this award. It was supposed to be in person, but because of the pandemic, it was held virtual. It was very beautifully done. And I'm so proud of him. Dennis is a personal friend of mine that is a blessing. He's just a blessing overall. So, Dennis, my first question for you is tell us about the Long Island Gaming League. Like, when did you start it? How did the concept come up? Whatever you want to tell us, but tell us about the Long Island Gaming League.
Sure. It'll be my pleasure. The Long Island Gaming League is fairly new. Officially started in 2018. Everything got really legalized in 2019. And the concept generally came from a good friend of mine, Mitch, that I work with. We will always be talking, and he's very much into sports and things like that. And I never really was. I played sports, but I was never really into it. And we started working at NYIT with a business development program and really helping the kids. And around this time, when we're working with the kids, there was always a show that say, kids say the darndest things, right? In our program, hearing some of the students speak about different topics that were important to them, I started to realize that, we don't really listen to them. And at the same time, esports was starting to blow up, and it was becoming this thing. And being the type of person that I am, I love business and marketing. That's like a passion of mine. I started looking at it from a different perspective, that this industry is being driven by the very kids that I'm sitting here in front of who have no idea what's going on around them. It's just kind of like, if you could have been at the start of the NFL before it became the NFL, what would you do if you knew it was going to be that big? And from that, having that perspective, I thought that it would be really important to create a company or a league that would foster and really help the students or the kids or anybody who's into gaming benefit from the gaming industry as it continues to grow, versus just kind of playing it and watching it go. And that was kind of like just the conception of why the Long Island Gaming League came about, and then the process of the vision that we have for it today, which is really geared toward education from the many different facets that are within the esports community, from business to planning to community coming together to friendship and the digital world that we all live in. Even just doing this Zoom, thing is digital. This is the esports world. So we just want to make sure that the students and the kids benefit this and, take their lives or careers to the next level.
That's awesome. So, to the people that tune into this monthly, I want to say like exhibition of industry leaders, young industry leaders, Dennis and I go back. There would be no young hip professionals really if it wasn't for Dennis. I just want to put that out there and express my gratitude for everything that you've done to help grow young hip professionals into what it is today and what it will be tomorrow. And I get teary-eyed sometimes, like when I talk about you to my friends and family, because you honestly were an answer to my prayer. So when when I read your bio to everyone, he says he's a top industry leader in this field. He is, and he can take your business from just an idea to a real thing, a tangible business. And it's just been an amazing journey. And a lot of people don't know this, I'm also part of the Long Island Gaming League.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
You
indeed.
know, I'm gonna be honest. When they have their group chats, I don't know what they talking about 90% of the time. But Dennis told me about this back in 2018 when he started building it and getting ready for launch. And I said, Dennis, however I can help, however I can be a part of it, you know, I want to be a part of it because I grew up in a gaming family. I have games that I play. I'm a simmer. You know, there's a whole community of Sims players out there. So if you're a Sims player like me, you know, it's not as cool as Fortnite or Call of Duty, but you know, there is a community for us. And the people that are involved in the Long Island Gaming League, Dennis, Mitch, Josh, Fernando, Nicholas, I can name them all. What's my boy's name? Ether,
Bruno?
Ether the
Elvis.
Reaper. Yeah,
Yeah, Elvis.
Elvis. You know, Bruno. These guys always make me feel included. And when I need help, you know, with my son playing Fortnite, whatever, they're right there to help me. And I appreciate that. And one of the things that we did together was we actually did a parent education event at Microsoft, which was really cool. And you know, I brought the parents in. Dennis brought in his knowledge. Microsoft brought in the tech in the space, and we really just had a good time. We had fun. Um, I'm just grateful for the community. I'm grateful to share this space with. It allows me to share something with my child, and it allows me to still, at my good old millennial age, feel comfortable like that. I'm a gamer, and I have the game that I like to play. So I
Yep.
just wanted to give that little background. But you know, just talking about how, going back to one of the things you said previously, you said if you had an opportunity to get in on football or the NFL when it came into fruition, and knowing that it was going to be this thing, this big, huge, multi whatever, a gazillion dollar industry, would you have done it? I feel like that takes a visionary mindset. Like it takes an entrepreneurial spirit to really recognize that. So, one of the things that's cool about you is you have a visionary mindset and you have an entrepreneurial spirit and you share that with the world. So, with your Diary of an Entrepreneur show, right? So,
Yeah.
tell me about that.
So Diary of an Entrepreneur, the concept, it's pretty much, it's a diary, right? So I don't necessarily write my thoughts as some do, but I'm able to speak them or articulate them and learn from them. So, I mean, Diary of an Entrepreneur, like it started, I don't know, maybe 2016. I got videos that go way back then. But the primary reason for it is for anybody aspiring to be an entrepreneur or for those entrepreneurs who are there, there's a gap between the story that is told, the story that you see, and the origins of that story. And it gets misunderstood because you don't know their successes, you don't know their failures, you don't know what areas they actually need help in because they're not very vulnerable. So it could be a very isolated life. So Diary of an Entrepreneur was just my way of not only documenting my trial, error, successes, and failures for myself to learn from, but also to kind of practice what I preach and show people that if I said, hey, I'm going to read this book and I learned X, Y, Z, and then you watch another video maybe months down the line and you see what came from that, you literally see my journey. And
Mm,
there's no such thing as somebody making it overnight. So, Diary of an Entrepreneur, for as long as I can, I will always make it because I want the story to be told in a way that we document our lives now. I want to have at least somewhat of a blueprint that if it helps anybody, just to watch and say, hey, this person didn't get here overnight. And that's kind of like the premise of Diary of an Entrepreneur. And hopefully it will grow. It starts with me, but I think it'll grow into other things where it's going to be a platform for other entrepreneurs to kind of come on and share their story, the good, the bad, and the ugly aspects of entrepreneurship, because you have to have that realism and not this fantasy land that entrepreneurs is just like this beautiful, amazing thing and it's super easy.
it is not. It is hard.
Hard in these streets, man. It's real hard.
It is,
Dedication.
you gotta have, I feel like you have to have that representation that you're providing. And to me, having friends and business partners, I know you read this book, but Think and Grow Rich, you have to have your brain trust.
Oh
You
yeah.
have to have those people, and you've been part of my brain trust since I've met you. And that is, built an amazing friendship. And I honestly, I don't think I could make. One thing I will say, and I don't really tell people this, but you saved young hip professionals at one point. Okay, I'm getting teary eyed.
Uh-oh.
But I think I just want to follow up with that realness. You saved it. I had done an event. It didn't go so great. I got a couple reviews I didn't like.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to even like tell anyone. And I spoke to you about it, and you said, Sam, do not stop your business. Address the reviews, do what you got to do, but do not stop your business. And one of the things you told me to do was reimagine it.
Hmm.
Take it, maybe this isn't the way it should be, and maybe it should be shifted into something else.
Right. Yeah. The infamous pivot. That never
Yes, that's exactly what you said. You need to pivot
don't
to
stop. Just
something
pivot.
else. And if I did it, I don't even I'm sorry. I've never done this in an interview. I think that if I didn't listen to you, what I've accomplished, what I've done with you in the Long Island Gaming League, some of the things that Young Hip Professionals has accomplished in the last year, last 2 years would have never happened.
Mm.
So I gotta say, get friends that are there to build you up and talk to you and talk you off the ledge, and tune into good information, important information. Tune into entrepreneurs like Dennis that keep it real. They
Yeah.
keep it funky. Check out his show. He streams it live. We push it through Young Hip Professionals group. I'm sure you could probably find it in some other Facebook groups, but definitely tune into it. So this is just a sample, a little taste of, so people could get to know you. But this kind of gets to my last question, and it's the fun question.
Okay.
If there was a movie that was analogous to your story,
Mhm.
what would it be and why?
All right. So to answer that question, if there was a movie, it would be The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. The reason why is not necessarily so much of the struggles that he went through, because I did not live that life and I did not know those struggles, but the reason in regards to his son, his dedication, and his motivation, that type of drive is something I can relate to very much so, where there is no stopping. There is no end. As long as you can get up and breathe, you can do something to try to better yourself. So I feel that within his story, he didn't make it, a millionaire in his 20s, his 30s. He was well into, his age by the time he made it, but he was in the pursuit of happiness. And I feel that for me, just even the title, when you're pursuing something, you're always moving forward. And eventually he hit that goal. So for me, that's something that is a movie I feel reflects my life, because I'm in the pursuit of not quote unquote happiness in that term, but I am in the pursuit of being the best that I can be. The best me I can be. I'm pursuing that every day, every single day, and that's the movie that relates to me.
That's powerful. Chris Gardner is just a total inspiration. If you haven't seen the movie or read the book, I advise you see the movie and read the book. One of our, I believe this is mentioned in the Constitution, but it's one of our inalienable rights is that we are entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
one Hundred
So
percent.
if it's your like American duty, it's your American right to pursue your happiness, whether you do it on a level of just saying, I want to be the best me that I can be, like Dennis. I think that's something that we can all take away from this conversation, besides how awesome Dennis is and everything that he's doing with the Long Island Gaming League, just something that we can adopt to our everyday life. So Dennis, how can the great people out there in virtual world reach
Right.
you? How can they find you? What's your socials? Let them know. Let them know.
All right, all right. So the best way to find me is LI Gaming League. You can type that in on Google. It's LI Gaming League on Facebook, LI Gaming League, Instagram, Twitter, on YouTube. If you want to watch some of my videos, you just type in Dennis Buchanan, or you can just type in Diary of an Entrepreneur. It'll show up there. So that's where you can see all of my video feeds. And then if you want to connect with me on Facebook, just go to Young Hip Professionals Facebook group, follow them, and you'll be able to find me or my content within there. And then once you do find me, I do want to say this for anybody who is watching this. I'm pretty much open book, so you can reach out to me. I'm accessible, and I will do my best to answer, get back to you, or whatever questions you may have. I will try to help because I do believe that is part of being successful in anything that you do is to help others to find their success. I'm a firm believer in that. So, you know, reach out to me the best way you can, and I'll try to do what I can to help.
Thank you. So you heard it from our Long Island mogul, Dennis Buchanan. He's even got a fancy name, y'all. His name sounds like money. But yeah, definitely check him out. Thank you guys for taking the time out to listen or watch or however you consume our Young Hip Professionals Influencer of the Month. Thank you so much, Dennis, for being our August influencer.
Thanks
We
for
are
having me.
so proud of you and we wish you much success on your journey.
Well, before I do want to say, Sam, thank you very much for having me. And it is amazing to see the journey and the where you're taking young hip professionals. And I'm just happy to be a part of it, and glad that I was even able to come on the show. So thank you, for the most humblest of compliments you were giving me. Definitely appreciate it. But I'm very proud of you, and I'm happy to see what you're doing for yourself and what you're doing with young hip professionals. Congratulations to you. So
Thank you. See, this is how I cry, y'all. Just be making me cry. No,
every time I just wanted to tell you. We say put it on
thank
wax.
you.
So I just wanted to tell you. So,
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dennis. I thoroughly appreciate it.
so
Have a good night, y'all, or morning, or whatever time it is when you watch this.
later,
Deuces.
everybody.